エリー、どこ行ったんだ？
走れ。散らばれ。何かあったか。お前はどうだ。こっちもない。逃げられねえぞ。殺しちまえ。抑えてろ。さあ、このクズ者が。俺と来ても話す来い。ただじゃおかねえ。なんだよ。やめろ。
そこにいろ。さて、女の子だ。生きてるか？
女の子？そんなの知らねえよ。
いいか、よく聞くんだ。このままお前の膝を割る。どうだ？
生きてる。デビッドのペットにされてる。
どこだ？
町にいる。
どこにいるか刺すんだ。仲間にも同じことをさせるから、そのつもりでな。刺せ。
ここだよ。 あいつにも聞け。間違いない。早く。本当だって。嘘じゃねえ。嘘じゃ。何なんだよ。ちゃんと教えたじゃねえか。俺は喋らねえぞ。
そうなのか。しょうがないな。
待て。
おい、起きろ。来い。
離して。やだ。
静かに。
だから言ったろ。
感染してる。感染者なの。
そうか。
あんたもね。腕だよ。袖めくって。見なよ。
面白い。
なんだっけ。すべての出来事は運命だ。
なんだよそれ。嘘だ。もう発症するはずだろ。どう見ても本物だろ。
よし。やばい。一体何なのあいつら。
逃げても無駄だぞ。俺の前だ。
銃がいる。よし、やれるよ。
銃声が聞こえた。感染者だ。 何？あの子は感染してる。逃げられた。
デビッド、まずい。
いいか、武器を持ってない者は全て避難だ。我々は
大変。子供を連れて行くわ。最悪。
来いよ、出てこい。
俺はずっと言ってきたぞ。これを片付けたら投票であいつの処分を決めるべきだ。どこにいる？こっちを探そう。こっちを探そう。つまりはどこだ？
この
崖はどこだ？
噛みついてない。相当ヤバいことになるぞ。
俺たちは目の前の困難に立ち向かうだけだ。集中して探し出せ。
どっちなの？
よくも騙したな。ああ、いいさ。出口はない。逃げたいか。なら鍵を取りに来い。感染してないな。感染したやつはこんな見えたぞ。え？感染してないな。感染したやつはこんな必死に生き延びようとはしない。
鍵を奪わなきゃ。
で、あの傷は何だ。さっきは参った。一瞬心が揺らいだ。一瞬だけだ。なあエリー、馬のやるじゃないか。楽しくなってきたよ。君にはびっくりだよ。気をつけろ。仲間になれず残念だ。だがもう遅い。降参すれば楽に死なせてやる。約束だ。
黙れ変態。
そうか。チャンスはやったからな。君は俺たちのことを軽蔑してるんだ。だが違う。同じだ。
もういいから黙って。
俺たちはもっとうまくやれた。誰の逃げろ。捕まえてやる。いたねエリー。それさ、 おっと。
何も見えないぞ。シェルターの警備をするべきだ。感染者が街の中にいるってのに出口を警備してどうする。あのガキは危険だ。しかもどこに現れるかわからない。見逃すなよ。勝ち抜け。探し出すぞクソ野郎。さあどこにいやがる。
りをすんで。なんでエリーの荷物がここに。なんてことだ。見つける。見つけるんだ。エリー。
心があるんだなあ。諦めてもいいんだぞ。決して恥じゃない。やらないよな。お前はそんな子じゃない。命乞いしてみろ。
クソ野郎。
俺を分かったつもりか。とんだ勘違いだ。お前が想像するよりはるかに恐ろしいことになる。
エリー、よせよせ、落ちた。大丈夫。俺だ見ろ俺だ。
あいつが
かわいそうに。大丈夫だ。大丈夫。
エリー、聞いてたか？
うん。何？
見ろ、病院だ。ここで降りよう。さあ行くぞ。お、いい風だな。こんな日にはポーチに座ってさ、ギターを弾いたもんだ。家に帰ったらギターを教えてやるよ。ああ、きっと気に入るぞ。どう思う？聞いてるのか？
え？ああ、そうだね。いいんじゃない？
なんてこった。
空を飛んでる夢を見たの。
え？
うん。
どんな夢だった？
満員の飛行機に乗ってたんだ。で、飛行機が急降下してみんな悲鳴を上げるの。コックピットに行ってドアを開けたら誰もいなかった。どうにかしようと思ったんだけど、操縦の仕方が分かんなくて、それで墜落する寸前に目が覚めた。飛行機乗ったことないのに変だよね。
夢はみんな変だよ。見てみろ、この町も隔離されて捨てられたんだ。ファイヤーフライが言ってた病院だ。行くぞ。 ここを通っていこうか。あのはしごが使える。大丈夫か？
うん、大丈夫。
お前今日はやけに静かだな。
ああ、ごめん。
いや別に気にするな。あの頃は何もわからなかった。行くぞ。エリー。エリー。
何？
はしごだ。来い。
行くよ。オーケー。うわ、やばい。
どうした？エリー。エリー。
あれ見てよ。
なんだ？あれは。
これ嘘みたい。ほら、早く。あれ見て。脅かしちゃダメ。
ああ、そうだな。
何する気？
大丈夫だ。来い、こっちだ。いやあ、元気か。どうした？来い。ほら。
こんにちは。こいつ最高だね。ああ、どこ行くんだろう。よし、行こう。早く。
ちょっと待てよ。
あれ。
で、お前の願いは叶ったか？
いろんなことがあったよ。でもすごくいい景色。
やめてもいいんだぞ。分かってるよな。
やめてどうするの？
トミーのところへ戻る。旅はここで終わりだ。
やっとここまで来た。これまでの全てを無駄にはできないよ。ねえ、私のためなのはわかる。でもこれは終わらせないと。そしたら好きなところに行こうよね。
ああ、一緒に行こう。こいつを片付けてな。エリーが喜ぶな。昔を思い出すよ。
なんで？
感染が広まった直後、こんな場所に連れてこられたんだ。引き裂かれた家族がそこら中にいた。一瞬のうちに世界が変わってしまったんだ。
サラが亡くなった後は？
ああ、そうだ。
私そんなに大事な人を亡くすなんて想像できない。全てを失うなんてひどい話だね。
いいんだ。 やるぞ。これでいいぞ。
ねえジョエル、渡したいものがあるの。これマリアが見せてくれて、私持ってきちゃった。欲しいかなって。
どんなに頑張ってみたって過去からは逃れられないな。ありがとう。
今度は前とは違うよ、絶対。
何が？
ファイヤーフライはきっといる。わかるんだ。 ちょっとマジちょうだい。
なんとか乗り切ろう。
よし、あの箱を落としてくれるか。
分かった。
下気をつけて。
よし、ここなら安全だ。
オッケ
ー。気をつけろよ、かなり深そうだ。
ねえ、帰ったらそれやろうよ。
それ？
水泳教えて。
分かった。通り抜けたぞ。よし、待ってろ。橋を通れよ。そっちは浅いからな。よし、足を乗せろ。
オッケー。
行け。ドアを開けろ。危ない。無事か？
うん、びっくりしただけ。こいつらの滅亡が楽しみ。
始めるか。
気をつけて。
よし、開いた。
見て、あそこ。
あそこに行かないと。
やったね。よし、私の番。
よし、乗れ。
わかった。オーケー、乗ったよ。気をつけて。
分かったよ。
何？どうしたの？
はしごが壊れちまった。
どうする？
なんとかするよ。
ああ、なるほど。いいんじゃない？
俺が先に行くからお前はついてこい。
わかった、ついてくよ。大丈夫？
あ、
わかってる。
よし、来い、飛べ。
受け止めてくれる？
もちろんだ。なあ、一人で飛べた。
さっさと外に出よう。
ヘリ、行け。
こっち早く。
ヘリ、手を伸ばせ。早く超音波。頼む。
手を上げろ。
息をしてない。
とっとと手を上げろ。
おい、頼む。
ファイアフライへようこそ。悪かったわね。知らなかったんだ。
エリーは
無事だよ。蘇生した。よくここまで来たわね。どうやったの？
俺じゃない。エリーが頑張ったんだ。運命だったのかもな。
ここまでの旅で仲間は死んだ。何もかも失ったの。そこに突然あの子を連れてあんたが現れた。本当に運命かも。
会わせてくれ。
もう心配しないでいい。私たちも。
いや、まずエリーに会わせてくれ。
無理ね。手術の準備がある。
何の手術をするんだ？
医者によるとあの子が感染した寄生菌は突然変異なの。だから免疫がある。それを切り取ったら解析できるのよ。ワクチンが。ワクチンを。
菌は濃度同化してる。
そうよ。
他のやつにしろ。
他にはいないの。
おい、今すぐエリーの場所。
やめて。わかるわ。でもあんたが感じてる辛さより私の方がずっと辛いの。赤ん坊の時から知ってる。母親にもあの子のことを頼まれた。
じゃあなぜそんなことをする？
もっと大切だからよ。あの子よりも。それしか方法がないの。
そういうやつだったよな。
外に出して、もし抵抗したら撃ちなさい。バカな真似はしないでね、ジョエル。
立て。聞こえただろう。よし、行け。歩けよ。撃ってやろうか。どっちだ。何をしてるんだ。行け。行けって言う。手術室はどこだ。時間がない。どこだ。いえ、最上階の奥だ。くそ。
密入者がいる。
どこにいるクソ野郎め。 この野郎。
これだ。
4月28日、マーリーンは正しかった。少女の病原菌は今まで見たこともないものだ。免疫の原因は不明。過去のケースと同様に患者のコルディセプスの抗原価は血清と脳脊髄液で高い値だ。患者の血液培養は心筋培地においてコルディセプスの菌を繁殖させた。しかし白血球の割合と絶対数は全く正常のままだ。炎症性の細胞質分裂は見られず、脳の MRI を見る限り感染患者に通常見られる大脳変力系における心筋の増大は見られなかった。我々は実験においてこれを再現する必要がある。ペニシリンの発見と同じくらい人類の歴史における画期的な出来事だ。何年もさまよった末にようやくたどり着いた。我々人類はようやく自分たちの運命を変えられる。我々が払ってきた全ての犠牲、そして無数の命がこれで報われるのだ。
開いたぞ。
4月28日午後5時半、今話し終えた、叫び終えたと言うべきかしら。寄生菌を取り出すには患者を絶命させるしか方法がない。つまりあの子を殺すということ。私の指示で。感染菌との戦いはどんどん厳しくなっているわ。もう疲れた。私はただこれを終わらせたいだけ。だからやるわ。
よし、ここだ。今行くぞ、エリー。
一人やられた。嫌な予感がする。
あった。よし。これで時間を稼げる。
アンナ、最後に話したのはいつかしら。手術を決行することにしたわ。他に選択肢はなかった。あなたとの約束通り全力を尽くしてあの子をずっと守ってきたの。あの子のためにできることは何でもしてきた。自分を捧げてきたつもり。でも
ドクター？
何をしてる？諦めろ。我らの未来のための犠牲だ。やめろ、近づくな。いいか。
キャリー、落ち着け。大丈夫、大丈夫。あ、くそ。下がれ。くそ。ここから出してやる。大丈夫、大丈夫だ。さあ、どっちだ。大丈夫、大丈夫だ。心配するな。近づくな。あ、後ろへ。そこに。
その子は救えない。ここから連れ出したって死ぬのよ。クリッカーに襲われてバラバラにされるか、その前にレイプされて殺される。
お前が決めることじゃない。
エリーも望んでる。分かってるでしょ。ねえ、今からでも 正しいことをしてエリーは苦しまないから。
何よこの格好。
まだ寝てろ。薬が効いてるんだ。
何があったの？
ファイアフライを見つけた。お前以外にもたくさん集まってた。免疫を持つ奴が何十人もだ。お前がいなくても平気だ。それに奴ら治療法の開発をやめた。今は帰り道だ。すまない。
待って、撃たないで、お願い。
また追ってくるだろう。ここからは歩きだな。ここからはまっすぐ行くだけだ。
分かった。
まあ綺麗だろ。
うん。よし、頭に気をつけろよ。 よし。
俺も年だな。まだ行ってなかったと思うが、サラとはしょっちゅう山に登ってた。あいつの方が得意だったけどな。
うん。
さあ、下を見ろ。もうすぐだ。そう遠くないぞ。くそ。 よし、任せろ。よし、行こ
う。待って。ボストンで噛まれた時だけど、一人じゃなかったの。私の親友もいて一緒に噛まれた。途方に暮れてたら、その子が言ったんだ。待ってればいいじゃない、どうせ最後はみんなおかしくなっちゃうんだからって。私はまだ待ってるの。
エリー。
ライリーって子だった。あの子がまず死んで、それからテス、それにサム。
どれもお前のせいじゃない。
そういうことじゃないの。
俺はな、生きるためにずっと戦ってきた。お前も何があっても戦う目的を見つけなきゃダメなんだ。こんなことを聞きたくないってのは分かってる。
誓ってよ。
だが
ファイヤーフライについてさっき言ってたことは全部本当だって誓って。
誓うよ。
分かった。
嘘。
ねえ、どうしたの？
何してるんだテス。
どこなの？どっかに地図か何か目的地を書いたものが。
どこまで続ける気なんだ？
もちろん最後までよ。研究所はどこなの？
私は知らないけど、どこか西の方にあるって言ってた。
何をこだわってる？お前らしくないぞ。
知らないくせに私のこと。
こいつらみたいなバカじゃない。
そう、私たちは汚れた人間よ。ずっと前からそう。
だから生き残った。
チャンスなのよ。
もう諦めろ。ここまでだ。早く帰ろう。
嫌よ、どこにも行かない。ここで最後なの。
何？
そろそろ運の尽きだわ。
一体何の話だ？
やめて。触らないで。
もしかして感染したのね。
ジョエル、
見せろ。
隠す気は。
早く見せるんだ。嘘だろ。
びっくりよね。見せなさい。これは3週間前。私は1時間前に噛まれたのにもっとひどい。この子は本物よ、ジョエル。この子をトミーのとこへ連れてって。元ファイアフライなら何か知ってるはず。
いや、それはお前の希望だろう。俺はお断りだ。
いや、やるのよ。私に対してそのくらいの義理はあるはずでしょ。お願いだからあの子を連れてって。来たわ。
畜生。
私が足止めするからすぐ逃げて。
見捨てていけってこと？
そうよ。
お前を置いてくなんて。
あんな姿には変わりたくないのよ。お願い、私の気持ちも分かって。
Yeah, making the new IP is how can I put it? It's just don't do it. It's insane. I mean, it's a very difficult process. You have more questions than you have answers, especially when you come from like you've been making Uncharted 1 and Uncharted 2, just kind of like now like things are going, you just kind of like good momentum, and then suddenly that momentum like just drops, it stops. It's a very challenging process to create a new IP, and I fail over and over again, but that's what it takes.
New IPs are really hard. They're hard because you don't know what's fun yet. You're building new tech, new AI, establishing new characters, new art, all this. You don't get that controller in your hand for like 6 months to a year.
You don't know what it is yet. I remember like ages ago coming on the project and what are the infected gonna do? Like, what are they gonna do? They're gonna behave like this. And I'm like, okay, we're like trying to imagine what's gonna happen. Fast forward like 4 months, they don't do that at all because it didn't work, right?
It's hard mode, right? Like it's game development on expert.
There's a big thing about making a game, right? Which is a game has to be fun. You get your first build where everything's working. You got player mechanics. You can walk around the world. You can shoot. You can melee attack people. You've got the AI in there. They're very intelligent, very difficult, and it's totally not fun because they snuck up behind you and murdered you in a second, and there was no way to figure out what was going on. We're making a game, by the way. Hey, James.
company has grown quite a bit since I started. I think I was the 12th employee or something back when we got started, but we've tried to stay true to those smaller studio roots.
I've been here for 16 years. There's just no reason to leave. I just like the environment here. It's very non-corporate.
I think the way we work on Naughty Dog is kind of special because we don't really like hierarchy or bureaucracy, and no one is really just a manager here.
Naughty Dog has a very flat structure. We pretty much all report to the co-presidents and the game directors.
I always tell people when we hire them, just like, my job is going to be able to trust you, and that's what I want. I want just to give you something and you go with it, and I know it's going to get done.
We believe in iteration, we believe in collaboration, and we believe in the people making the game working directly with each other.
When we have designers and artists, animators all mixed up, anybody that's working on the same tasks, the same characters, the same areas, put them next to each other so they can communicate a lot better.
We don't have a lot of meetings because if you need something to get done, you just walk over and you talk, and then you go back to your desk and you finish it up.
And I really like that. I like when I just walk in the office and I see just designers talking with the programmers or programmers over the animators and talking to them. I think that's when really the magic happens.
Naughty Dog, we really try to cultivate a culture where anybody can criticize anybody else's work.
And we encourage people to be blunt about it and not try to sugarcoat it too much. It takes too long to be nice sometimes.
It's not personal. It's based on more like how can we make a better game.
We want everybody to have a voice. We want to cut out all the bullshit if we can, making sure that people are making decisions not based on ego, but what is going to benefit the game.
When you see that people trust your opinion and that they value it, it's such a great feeling. You really feel like you're working as a team on a collaborative effort.
We want to sort of remember where we came from and you know why we were successful then, and try to continue that success now.
We make games. That's what we like to do.
Back when Uncharted 2 wrapped up and we decided that we were going to build this second team and create a new project, we kicked around a lot of ideas. One of the very earliest ideas was to go back to Jak and Daxter. It's really near and dear to us. We really love those characters in that universe, and we think that there are some interesting stories still to be told there. We started to realize that it was not going to do justice to the franchise that the fans had fallen in love with. It would be shifting it so far in a new direction that we felt that effort would be more justified in developing a new IP. Neil and Bruce came to Christoph and I and said they wanted to do a post-apocalyptic game. I think the core essence of what they wanted to do, though, was to try to tell a story about two people and how their relationship evolves over the course of the entire game.
That potential, oh wow, there is something very special about that game. This is going to be polished. Like, you're not sure if it's gonna work or not, and you have doubts. And like, should we be doing a game like that? Should we be doing a first-person shooter? Whatever. Like, you ask yourselves all those questions.
And the creative director and the game director are the core of the team that have to really see eye to eye.
That's why you have that balance between like Bruce and Neil, and Neil's gonna try to push the just the story and the characters, and Bruce is going to try to push that with just the gameplay as well. And so it's kind of like those guys are just trying always to find the right balance between the two. It's a very dedicated process.
We feel that the interactive medium has an untapped potential to touch the feelings of the player. You have that connectivity, the fact that I'm actually in the world and participating in what's happening on the screen in front of me gives us some sort of advantage to make you feel connected with what's actually happening. At Naughty Dog, that's what we're trying to do, is pair story and gameplay together. If we can make you feel like you're actually with these characters on that journey, and you're invested in those stories and those characters, then you're feeling, in theory, the same thing that they're feeling.
As the story evolved and took different shapes and different forms, the thing that was always there was Joel and Ellie. And because of that, everything kind of grew out of that relationship.
We've seen kind of that role of the anti-hero change, especially over the last 3 to 5 years, to where before it was like, you know, the thick-neck mercenary kind of guy. For this game specifically, for this story, we needed something new.
The reason we didn't want to make Ellie Joel's daughter from the get-go is because it wouldn't have anywhere to go. Of course, at that point, he'd be willing to do anything for his daughter because that is what a dad would do for his daughter. They didn't even know each other at the beginning of the story. Then we start from scratch, and it's almost like the player has the same relationship to Ellie as Joel does. And we could take our time to build that relationship between these characters, and if we do it right, then the player will be feeling that same growth that Joel does, and we're kind of mirroring that emotional relationship between the two.
What are you doing?
Killing time.
Well, what am I supposed to do?
I am sure you will figure that out.
Your watch is broken.
It's exciting that Neil wrote something like this, where he's like, I don't want to make the stereotypical characters. I want to make real people in this crazy situation and these forced to make decisions that are really tough. Like, what would we be like in those situations?
I mean, we weren't consciously trying to pick male or female for characters. You just try to pick characters and just be honest with who they are. It almost doesn't matter, right? Joel's daughter could have been Joel's son. Ellie could have been a boy, and Joel might have been Tess. You could have swapped those roles, and I think the story would have still worked.
The focus on female strength, it's so unique. You get to see what's so powerful about a woman through all of these female characters, which makes this game wonderful and unique. There's a crew of Fireflies that'll meet you at the Capitol building.
That's not exactly close.
You're capable. You hand her off, come back, the weapons are yours. Double what Robert sold me.
Speaking of which, where are they?
Back in our camp.
We're not smuggling shit until I see them.
I want Joel to watch over her.
Whoa, I don't think that's the
I'm not
best
Ellie.
idea.
him. How do you know them?
I do think having a strong female character, especially like Ellie, is so rare in video games. And as a gamer, and more specifically a female gamer, it's frustrating to me because I'll see sort of the stereotypical female character where she's amazingly beautiful and huge boobs, and she's there to be either the love interest or just because they're like, well, we need to throw a chick in here.
We've seen the strong woman or we've seen the weak woman. We haven't necessarily seen the empowered woman from this kind of standpoint. And there's that beautiful scene where Joel finds her inside the house and she's reading through this girl's journal going, is this really what they used to worry about? What shirt do I wear and what boy am I going to go out with? You know, and to be met with those first world problems that we deal with every day and go, how trivial is all of this? I think it's going to resonate a lot, not just with, you know, a female audience, but with a male audience as well.
The thing that was intriguing to me after the fact is knowing that we're kind of creating a female action hero in a way, and this is her origin story with Ellie.
To sort of be such a strong female character that is completely normal looking, regular t-shirt and jeans, and she's 14 and she is still a total badass, is really exciting to be a part of that.
There's so few non-sexualized women in video games, especially in the main role, that we were kind of proud that we were creating one. It's very complex, and without the players knowing it, she becomes the protagonist by the end of the story. And that's why she's in the front of the box, and that's why we've been promoting the two of them together so much.
Who's there? It is a dual protagonist game, and yeah, I guess I get nervous to think about it in that way.
We couldn't talk about it. In fact, in interviews we've been lying about it, saying you never play as Ellie because it was so important for that to be a surprise. Sorry, journalists.
Here we go. Sorry. Hold on. That's it.
The tone of the game was set pretty early on that we knew that we wanted to make a really grounded story. We knew that we wanted to make the player feel the sense of tension and dread and go through the same emotional roller coaster that Joel and Ellie were going through.
One of the things we kind of struggled with is to say, well, if we want to really ground this world and make it so like realistic, maybe we shouldn't have anything that could be perceived as a monster. Maybe like by just having an infection that just killed people, and it's all about humans and how they deal with this post-apocalyptic society and how different people decide to survive. Maybe that would be enough. And what we realize is because we're making an action game, a lot of the storytelling happens on the joystick. And once we remove the infected, it's like all of a sudden now we can't tell the story through gameplay of what happened to the world. And that's where we kind of went back and kind of brought the infected back in, because it lets you see, once you're fighting them, the threat that people had to deal with, that otherwise would just be very cerebral and people could talk about it, but you couldn't necessarily experience it yourself. In a novel, that might work. In a game, for us, specifically an action game, it didn't work.
And from there, when we start kicking around those ideas, and we're just like, what would be cool just to play?
The early inception for it really came from a BBC video we saw called Planet Earth, where they were talking about a cordyceps fungus.
This cordyceps fungus gets inside of the brain and controls these ants, and mandibles start chomping, they grow up to higher areas, cordyceps fungus sprouts out, and then it germinates.
And essentially uses them to spread its infection and take over whole colonies, sometimes wiping them out. As soon as we saw it, we were intrigued by the idea of, what if it jumped to humans? So what would happen? How would people react? What would happen to society? As we're trying to develop the look of the infected, we went through so many different iterations, some that looked really alien and subhuman, some that looked just essentially like zombies, and we couldn't find like an original place for them. But one of our artists just did this kind of photo mashup where he took a bunch of images of diseases or images of fungal overgrowth, and he kind of mashed it all together and he threw it on this person.
It was a very iterative process, making sure that the fungus felt properly integrated, like it was part of the body, growing out of the body.
And not just fungus growing on the head, but it's tearing the face apart, cleft down the middle, this gaping maw of a mouth with the crooked teeth.
And it's in great agony as its humanity and its brain is still somewhat functioning. Maybe you still have some human cognitive abilities or thought process back here.
This isn't some decaying corpse on the ground. This is a living thing that's going to be coming after you in the world.
The fungus is always the focal point. So you can see from a distance, oh, this guy's infected. I can tell straight away.
In fungus, they have these beautiful saturated colors, and we really like that conscious of this something so horrific that it's going to like stop at nothing, its relentless force of death, and yet elements of it are beautiful. It's not just about gore. It's not just about everything about it being scary, because to us it's actually scarier when things on it are somewhat benign or somewhat beautiful.
It was evident that we were onto something that was quite a bit different, and something that we hadn't really seen before, which was eerily human but very disturbing.
And it seemed so creepy and so unique that right away we gravitated towards it, and it's like, this is our base infected, everything should kind of come out of this look. So once we had this idea of the face-splitting kind of look that eventually became what we called the clicker stage.
We went to great lengths to create a full biological cycle for these things.
So in the early stages, you don't actually see too many signs of the fungus surfacing out of the skin. It's kind of underneath it, like people have lumps starting to show. The eyes will be kind of cloudy or lopsided because the fungus kind of originates inside the head.
That moves into the next phase, which is the clicking phase.
And if they mess with the eyes, we end up saying, well, how do they get around? Oh, echolocation.
And they use a form of echolocation to track down their enemies.
Just like bats, or even some blind people can see by making a clicking sound, a sound that on its own wouldn't be very scary. And then to associate it with something that people in this world are very fearful of, so that as you're exploring an environment, all of a sudden you hear this click, and you're seeing everybody just get frightened, just everybody duck, everybody hushes.
Oh, great.
The bloater is the most severe of the stages. So large pieces of the body has been replaced by these kind of fungal plates.
The fungus completely takes over the body and blooms.
They're kind of covered in things that have been growing on them. Things like moss and like little life on life kind of.
What the fuck is that?
When an infected feels like it's going to die, it finds like a dark corner and it becomes part of the environment.
The human elements aren't there anymore.
And then the body is gone.
They lay down and sprout and then spew spores.
And if people can breathe those spores, they become infected as well. It all had to kind of make sense of how each stage flowed from one to the other. And that's hopefully how we've created a world that you can kind of look through it and understand the science behind it and say, I could buy this, I could get into this.
Mandatory evacuation. Evacuate to where?
What do you think? Quarantine zone. See, some places got a heads up before the infection showed up. Most didn't.
Over the course of Joel and Ellie's journey through this game across America,
you find all these different societies, all these different enclaves, and you get to see how do they deal with the infected.
Without the manifestation of this infection, you can't have these people making those interesting choices.
The world we decided was actually its own character, really grounded with a lot of texture. What happens, after 20 years of the fall of man, when no one's taking care of anything?
This book called The World Without Us describes in detail how much fighting on a day-to-day basis we have to do to keep nature back. And once you stop doing that, how quickly nature can reclaim that. They talk about New York and how every day they pump water out of the subway system. That system breaks down. Within 2 days, a whole city is flooded. And once water gets introduced, then structures collapse pretty quickly. Trees will sprout, and wind will carry those seeds over, and gutters get clogged, and then when it rains, water fills up, and then pretty soon you have vegetation growing over there, and once you have vegetation, concrete breaks pretty easily for when there's a tree and roots breaking through that. Even some of the stuff we did on Uncharted, exploration of how temples were ruined, what if you took those ideas and put them in Pittsburgh or Boston?
And obviously right when that happened, you can imagine that being pretty terrible to look at. But you think about 20 years later, and with rainwater filling up those sinkholes and then those becoming like little marshes with lily pads in them.
We had this wonderful piece of concept art we developed really early on, and there are all of these wild animals that have escaped from a zoo and over the past 20 years have bred, and now they have herds roaming these cities. And that's something that tells you that life goes on and this world is worth saving.
There's something really pretty about nature reclaiming its domain once we are gone.
So fucking cool.
We have another level of OCD, of the logic goes into some of these environments. Water damage seeps in, and then that creates some little moss growing on the floor, or a tree radiates energy from its base, and that over time starts to melt the snow around it. And that's the reason why you'd see those like rings of leaves showing through in the snow. That gives it that extra, believability. This is pitch art. I'll try to start with an idea that conveys sort of the feel of the environment. Something like this, very brushstrokey, very painterly. You can see not a lot of detail, just energy and conveying a mood. This is sort of just a conversation starter, and then this would be more of an actual space. So you start talking about, is this too tight of a space right here? Would the player even fit through there? Do we even want to include water? Those are conversations you start having a little bit later. And then it usually needs several more passes back and forth in order to be tightened up to be the experience that you would see in the final product. So, dude, I was actually trying to figure out right here, there should probably be some dead foliage.
It might be cool to see some of the dead stuff around the edges of the green, or like even spilling out into the street.
Maybe what we do is, in some of these areas, we use it as like a transition from the actual concrete to the side of the building, so like they're almost sitting on top of a bed of dead foliage, like that really rich kind of like orangey brown color.
Sienna or something would be nice. Something real cheddary.
That's how you know you're done. The end product often ends up being stronger because that bouncing back off somebody else gives you a result that maybe you wouldn't have even thought of in the first place.
All right, here's the bridge. That's our way out of here.
There's concept art goes, definitely the ultimate goal is just helping everybody as much as possible.
Me and the background artist will work together. I'll often just go to them because they've got like a really, really good like visual imagination. At some point, you came in almost like flat on. So that's kind of good because the bus station is right in your peripheral view and you're probably going to enter the bus station. You're probably not going to get lost. But it doesn't at all utilize this cool architecture here, like the bus station sign. Like that's a really distinctive silhouette and it's a really interesting sort of architectural detail. So we changed the entrance.
Look at that. Another city, another abandoned quarantine zone.
I think it's a better composition anyway. It's not so like symmetrical. And I think that was done so that this sign read better. If you didn't see the word bus on it, you might not know it's a bus station. So I think that helps.
Everything we're doing in the environments is relating back to what you should be feeling in the story or what's happening to these characters.
So is that everything you hoped for?
Jury's still out. But man, can't deny that view.
Come on, this way.
When we first came up with Ellie and Joel, we had this idea in our heads of who they would be, but we didn't necessarily know the voice.
It took us a while to find our Joel, but for Ellie, I think Ashley was the second or third candidate to walk in, and right away we knew.
Yeah, you know
Why are you so scared all of a sudden?
Because I'm a coward, okay? So just get your shit and let's get out of here.
Damn it. I'm not like her, you know. You think I'm gonna end up like your daughter?
The way she delivered the lines, the way she just embodied that character is like, that's Ellie, there's no question about it.
I saw the character artwork and I related to her a lot. I mean, she's kind of a tomboy and she's kind of tough, and I mean, obviously I'm not 14, and I think that's the main difference between the two of us. I read the scenes and I was like, I need to play this part.
You want to be my hero? Forget the whole bit about saving my life. Buy me a stack of these bad boys instead.
Where'd you get that?
Back at Bill's. I mean, all this stuff was just lying around.
And then once we had her, we said, okay, well, we're going to do another round, and we're going to have Ashley this time in the casting sessions. The chemistry of these two characters was imperative to get right.
Troy was a really interesting casting for Joel because when you see Troy, he doesn't look like Joel at all.
You know, he's so handsome and he had like, you know, the frosty hair and totally looked like Final Fantasy. And so
I'm like, yeah, I don't know. He's like this tall, pretty, it didn't seem right.
I walked into the room fully aware that I was the youngest person that they were seeing for this role. There was a line that was in the audition side that says that Joel has few moral lines left to cross. And so that became the anchor point to the character.
But then as soon as he spoke and he had the grit in his voice,
warm yet kind of dangerous.
And his movement is just like you bought into it.
Why are you so scared all of a sudden?
Because I'm a big coward, okay? Now pack up your shit and let's go.
God damn it. I'm not her, you know.
What?
You think I'm gonna end up like your daughter?
Lily, you are treading on some very thin ice right now.
It was Ellie and Joel.
after he read, it was just like that was it.
I've done some video games in the past, but to be handed the mantle of a franchise like this was a pretty big honor.
Is she alive?
She's alive. She's David's newest pet. Ah!
Where?
In the town. She's in the town.
You mark it on the map. It better be the same exact spot your buddy points to.
Neil pulled me aside one day, and he said, I have some ideas. And as you're well aware, Neil is a little twisted. He came up with this character, and, I just jumped at it. It was such a departure from everything I've done here for Naughty Dog, to say the least.
Name's David. This here's my friend James. We're from a larger group. Women, children. We're all very, very hungry.
To be able to put on a voice that, hopefully a lot of people won't know. won't notice that it's even me. Because we didn't want him to be Drake. Drake eating people, that's a whole nother game.
How did you put it? Tiny pieces. See you tomorrow, Ellie.
You know, certain voices that I can do wouldn't fit the David's artwork, but he showed me the art, and I
said maybe it's something like this, where everything's, it's very quiet. And just, he's not really sure, and the voice can break a little.
And he just looked and goes, yeah, that's it. So I'd love to tell you how we hashed it over and we talked. No, it just, I looked at the picture and I tried something. He said, yeah.
A few weeks back, I sent a group of men out a nearby town to look for food. Only a few came back. And turns out that the others had been